we were at Drake's, and my mom was talking about how she had back problems. She was like, "You have Scrolliosis too, or something like that." And I was like,
Scoliosis.
"Hey, what's it called?"
That's what you say to. That's what you say for someone who keeps scrolling on the internet. Scoliosis.
Scoliosis?
Yes.
Scoliosis.
Scoliosis.
That was pretty bad. Anyway, I was like, I have that too. She was like, she told me I had it, and I was like, wait, if I get it fixed, will I get taller? And then she laughed, and my dad was like, the government must really have you down today. Like, yeah.
So I'm watching TikTok, okay? And there's this video of this daughter recording her dad, and they're on a boat in a river.
If you want to watch the TikTok,
it's going to be on YouTube. We're on YouTube now. We're up there now. I'm going to play it right here. Can you see it?
no, don't do it like that. I'll just figure out how to
I'm an old man. There we go.
screen grab it.
No, you can see it from there.
Can this
Not-
video?
not
Can,
well.
can our first YouTube video get negative views? Because Matthew's helping. Matthew's helping.
So anyway,
Like an old man. Well,
This-
can you see it, grandson?
Holding it up to FaceTime. It's like,
this daughter is filming her dad, and they're on a boat, and he just has goggles on, and he's hanging perpendicular off the boat with his head in the water, just looking at the water. And Amber found that funny because that's what I do when we go to the ocean. I don't, whatever Boone does, build sand chairs and sit there. You know, I like playing beach volleyball, but that's tiring, and your feet get hurt, Bowen. The most relaxing thing to do is
I don't think my feet would have got hurt if we played beach volleyball. That would have been fun too.
Yeah. You get a boogie board. You get goggles. If you're lucky, you get a snorkel, so you don't have to come for air. And sometimes you get a net, and you just go out there and float, and you look at stuff in the ocean.
A net? You're out here hunting? You're a
Look,
hunter?
if you see, look, there's a cool shell down there. You just go swoop with the net, and you look at it, put it back. If you get you catch a fish, you have some dinner.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually like that. Like that's something I enjoy doing. But here's my only problem, and I really want to bring this up in discussion. Boogie boards. Does anybody actually understand their existence? They're not a surfboard. I've never seen a person actually be able to surf on them. What are they for? What
You
are
can
their
do
purpose?
the body surf though. It's like where you run. If you time the wave right, you like.
Or
But that's
you
all
s-
I've ever been able to
You
do.
slide off the front of it and you face plant in the sand.
That's a skim board.
So here's the thing. I think boogie boards are one of the most pointless things, but hey, I still buy them every time I go to the beach. You have to. You walk in the beach store, you see $5.99 sale, you grab the boogie board, you take it, you don't use it. Maybe you try to jump on it one time, you fall. You know that you can't use the boogie board. I absolutely hate boogie boards, but everybody's got to buy them. It's like a rule. It's a rule if you're going on a vacation to the beach.
See, I'd rather buy. I do like boogie boards. I only like boogie boards because of the body surf thing. But like a shovel, a nice quality shovel, maybe some buckets, build something dope.
I bought my first shovel for the beach. Actually, this last vacation, we went out and took it, and I was using that bad boy to make those beach chairs I make. Man, I used to do it with my hands. Once I got the shovel, it was cakewalk.
You made a beach chair again?
Yeah, but then I watched. There was this little kid right down like probably like I'd say like just walking distance from us, and he had a real shovel, like an actual giant shovel out here digging in the sand. I was like, what? And I asked him before, because this is how it went. That day we went, it was like a Monday. I was like, man, I'm going to make these chairs. So I'd make them with my hands. And so for anybody who doesn't know, I basically make sand chairs because I'm too cheap to go rent the actual chairs or buy chairs. So then, I saw this kid, and I was like, hey, man, let me use that shovel. And he's like, well, I'm digging right now. And it's like this 12-year-old kid with a giant shovel just digging. I'm like, what are you doing? 20 minutes goes by, 40 minutes goes by. He's just digging. Nothing's going on. He's just digging a giant hole. I'm like, can I just borrow that for 5 minutes? And he's like, and he was like, had this
really ask?
attitude. Yeah, I genuinely asked. You can ask McKenna. But anyway, he kept saying he'd give it to me. He never did. So I had to dig them with my hands. The next day, I was like, man, I'm not putting up with this crap. I'm gonna go get my own shovel. So I went out and bought a little tiny shovel. Next day, the kid's not there. I have my shovel. Tomato.
Was it a plastic one or was it like a decent one?
No, I mean it was metal, but it was decent metal and wood, but it was
one of
tiny.
those cool survival shovels. So they're collapsible. That'd be cool.
Yeah, those are dumb. Yeah, those are nice.
So that's what Bowen did the last time. That's what we all did on your bachelor party the last day. We just dug a big hole.
Well, guys like digging in the sand. It's just a fact. You go to the ocean, some dudes are just gonna start
I don't
digging.
like
Well,
Yeah.
actually, no, it's not a fact. That's Matthew's whole point. he said at the beginning he doesn't like doing that.
No, I'm just saying it's a part. I'm just saying a part. I'm not saying it's everybody's favorite. I think there's always a little bit of like.
Matthew, have you? Here's the conundrum. Matthew, have you ever been to the beach
But it is my
and
favorite.
not seen somebody dig a hole? That's the question.
I've only been to the beach like 10 times, and probably 8 of those have been with you all, and you all dig holes. So, it's a pretty common thing. I'm not saying it's
8
funny.
times.
It's funny that people dig holes. It's enjoyable. I don't like the act.
It's funny. Why is it funny?
You just go out to the beach, and there's a guy just digging a hole.
Matthew literally wakes up at night with a little giggle and says, "Man, Boone and Bowen, we're out here digging that hole, man.
That's so funny.
Good times."
Well, I do want to mention before we start the current events that you remember when we were recording that we were trying to record like an intro thing, and it took us 4 hours to try and do a 4-minute thing, and it smelled like bleach, and we thought Amber was like poisoning us, but she was actually just cleaning. It smells heavily like bleach in my apartment, and I haven't used bleach recently, so I don't know if we're going to have
Could be the
another.
same thing, because the reason it smelled like bleach in here because Amber was cleaning the bathroom and the duct is connected. Maybe your ducts in your apartment are connected. And someone used bleach.
Maybe. Let's dig deep into this like we always do. Maybe someone killed someone downstairs. They're cleaning up with bleach, and
That's
you're
true.
smelling that.
The downstairs has been weird recently.
Weird. Yep, there it is.
It has
Alrighty.
They're always weird. Downstairs
They
is
always say
weird.
they say it takes two random coincidences to make a conspiracy. There's 2 right there. We're done with the
Well,
conspiracy's
and
real.
the only thing that you can ever see if you look inside like his window in his living room is just a punching bag. That's all he has.
Three coincidences.
Maybe it's always smelled like bleach, but since it's on the bottom floor, it's lower to the ground. Today, or just the government shrunk you just a little more.
All right, on next episode, we'll be finding out
No,
whether or not
because-
Bowen's neighbor killed someone.
The government
Okay.
changed my height.
Boom,
because
go to
I
your topic.
I do stretches and stuff on the ground. I get low to the ground. Okay, man. I would smell the
Stretches.
bleach. I'm not shorter
I
today.
get low.
No,
What are
Matthew
you
said.
talking
Matthew thinks
about?
that the government he said the government shortened my height today, and so I was lower to the ground. And he said maybe it always smells like bleach, and you're just shorter today. That's what he said. I was saying no.
Get low, like Little John.
It was funny though. But my dad said we can keep all this in. It's fine. It's funny. We were at Drake's, and my mom was talking about how she had back problems. She was like, "You have scrolliosis too, or something like that." And I was like,
Scoliosis.
hey, "What's it called?"
That's what you say to. That's what you say for someone who keeps scrolling on the internet. Scoliosis.
Scoliosis.
Yes.
Scoliosis.
Scoliosis.
That's pretty bad. Anyway, I was like, I have that too. She was like, she told me I had it, and I was like, wait, if I get it fixed, will I get taller? And then she laughed, and my dad was like, the government must really have you down today. Like, yeah.
I remember
probably-
that time we had to get scoliosis checked at school, and Church had like suction cup therapy on his back. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
And they like called his parents. They thought he was being abused or something.
Oh my gosh.
'Cause he had
I
to-
remember
It
them
does look
doing it.
weird.
I remember them doing it because it was like everyone was afraid that they were going to have it, and they were like having people check it in the classroom before they went in for their check. Like they were like, "Dude, check my back. How's it feel? Does it feel straight?" Like I remember having someone like check mine too. Like I think
I
I had
didn't like having to take my shirt off at school.
Okay, anyway, current events. I know we're not big NBA fans, but congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks. Crap, I did it again. Bucks.
Dang.
And
You need to pull
now
yourself together. Bowen.
I messed my joke up because I was going to say congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis' Aunt Jemima. That was what I was going to call him.
That's good. That's good.
No, because I always mess his last name up, and so I was like, well, how can I
Antetokounmpo.
make a joke out of it?
That's
I know,
good
Antetokounmpo.
though. That's good.
Giannis' Aunt Jemima.
You see him on Instagram.
I don't even try to say it. Like I'm just like, and I don't even try to say his first name. Like every time I see it pop up, I'm like, oh, there's that guy. There's that guy with that name. I don't even try to describe him ever.
The Greek Freak is what is like his nickname.
You see him on Instagram Live this morning. That was funny because he scored 50 points in the game that they won, like the clinching game. And he went on Instagram Live the next morning and ordered 50 chicken minis and ate them all.
I did see
50
that. He
chicken
went to
minis.
Chick-fil-A, right?
Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
And he had the live Instagram live on, and he was like showing the Chick-fil-A worker. And he was like, "There's 100,000 people looking at you right now." Or watching you right now.
I don't think chicken minis are all that. I think they need some cheese or some sauce.
Amber will literally murder you for that statement.
I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're bad.
They do need a
but they're not
sauce.
like, yeah, they're dry. They are very dry.
They are dry. They
Okay.
are dry. Jeff Bezos went into space.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fake space.
and I said space in quotation marks because he didn't even leave the atmosphere. I mean, are we really all calling that space now?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Here's the thing, though, Boone. You don't have to say I said quotation marks because we see that now. We are on
No, I
video
know, I
now, so you don't have to describe.
Check us
what
out on
you-
YouTube. Tales. I don't know what the YouTube's called yet, but we'll get that out there on our social medias when we have the video.
We definitely
posted.
probably should have figured out the name before this. But anyway,
Yeah, but that's how we roll.
I
So,
don't think we should say he went to space.
he went high up in the air.
I'm pretty sure the
rocket.
Red Bull guy who jumped went higher up than him.
No,
I don't know if that's a fact, but
I don't. We can.
That's
say it,
fact.
but I'm pretty
You
sure that's not a
convinced-
fact.
You have convinced.
I
me.
mean, he was up there close to it. I'm sure it was like if they were up there at the
Yeah.
same time, they could see each other. It
I
wasn't
think
like crazy.
I think Jeff Bezos was like twice as high, but
As the Red Bull guy.
yeah. Well, he was in a hot air balloon, so
Yeah, I know that's true. And Bezos, but they said he didn't leave the atmosphere. So I don't know if we should.
So that's
call
not
it but
space.
whatever.
That's not space then.
And he was acting real weird when he got back. His laugh and his face. he was
cowboy
making.
hat on.
He did just go. to
Oh,
space, so I guess
man.
that probably is kind of crazy though. To be like, this is kind of crazy.
It was dumb that he was like, "Thank you to all the Amazon workers for paying for this."
No, employee. Or he was like, "Thank you to everyone who's ever ordered something on Amazon. You helped pay for this." That's what he said.
I helped pay for him to get a cowboy hat.
No,
go to space.
Go to space.
Scrolliosis.
Okay,
Okay,
what's
okay,
your
let's all
next
calm
current
down with
event?
Scrolliosis. Calm down. I'm getting to him.
All
I'm gonna
right,
get to
well,
him.
I'm ready. I'm ready to know what's current.
Scoliosis. I saw Michael Phelps. He made the longest putt in televised history at 160 feet.
Michael Phelps.
Michael
a swimmer?
Phelps. Yeah. It was a televised. There was just like golf. It's for as long as they've been recording golf. It was 160 feet putt he made.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But I was like, that's really cool. I saw it on Reddit. So I went to the comments, and then like 4 comment sections down, they were like, there was somebody like a long time ago, and it was really bad quality, hit like a 200 foot. But other than that, it says 160.
Dang.
But
The longest
still.
recorded putt in a major tournament is 110 feet. Michael Phelps this was in 2012. Like that was a long time ago. That's not current news.
No, Michael Phelps just did the thing, I think.
No, this video is from 2012.
Well, I just saw it on Reddit.
It's current. No, listen. We can still roll with it. It's current on Bowen's Reddit feed.
We're talking about it right now.
It's new to us. I'd never heard of it. So there we go.
New to me. New to
I
me.
heard of it.
2021,
Okay, well, I know-
full of surprises.
2021. I'm dyslexic. I got the 2 and the 1 confixed from the 12 and 21. This is current. I do know. Kanye West is releasing an album, I think, tomorrow. And it's called, I don't want to mess it up, Donda. And it's named after his mom. But a lot of people are thinking this is going to be another good one because after he made the 808s and Heartbreak, he had broken up with somebody. And then right after the My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, right before that, he had broken up with somebody too. And he also just had now, I'm not saying I'm glad he got a divorce with Kim Kardashian. But I'm
Sounds
just
like that's what
saying.
you're saying. Sounds like you're saying, I'm glad Kanye's
People
sad
are-
because then he makes better music.
Here, listen.
People are saying, well,
Matthew-
you can't say that's not true for Adele. She
Matthew-
puts out bangers.
For a quick second, Bowen scratched his chin and made this funny face. Can we get that as like a snapshot for the cover photo for the video? Because Bowen like made this super funny face while he scratched his chin.
Oh yeah. What's next in the news, Bowen?
Big Ben is skinny now,
I did. I saw.
Hey, that's my news. I brought that up.
but
I
I
saw
don't
a
think he was
picture.
actually ever.
I saw a picture. He looks exactly the same, but
He does a
said-
little skinnier.
they call it TB12, and they're gonna call it the Big Ben. It was BBQ.
Maybe it's-
something like that.
Maybe it's like a thing. It's a scare tactic he does to other teams. Oh, I'm getting skinny this year, and then they're all like, "Whoa, man, that means we're gonna do good." And then he's like comes out 270, and they're like, "Oh man, I mean, he's back to himself."
It's like year
throwing-
18. I finally decides to go on a diet.
Yeah, I know. No, he looks like the picture that they have of him walking into training camp. He looks like a jogger who occasionally would do a keg stand or something. Like he still definitely is tubby a little bit. But I don't think Big Ben. I have a hot take about this actually. I don't think Big Ben was ever fat. I don't think I don't think he was ever like fat. I think he was husky. Sure, I'll give you that. I don't ever he never really was like. I'm thinking of like Jared. What's his face from UK?
Yeah, he was
Ron
never that
Parker.
big.
That
No,
guy was fat. So Big
Be
Ben's not
respectful
anywhere close
to
to
the
that. I mean, he was like 600 pounds.
He was a bigger guy. Let's
He
say
was
it
big.
nice.
Yeah.
But
Okay, fine, he's dead.
Not while he played football.
let me see. No, I don't.
But he
remember
was still
Big
up
Ben
there when
being-
he played.
No, he wasn't big, but I think the reason why they called him
I'm
that
saying
was because
husky. I'm not saying he
out
was
of-
ever thin.
Yeah,
I just
but
don't
out
think
of
he was
all
ever
the
fat.
quarterbacks in the league for a long time now, he's been the bigger one. That's why they say that. Like
Yeah,
if
I
you
know,
think
he's
about,
definitely
just
a
think
bigger
about
guy.
all of them that are in there right now. He's the only one that even remotely has a dad bod.
Yeah, I know, he does. For sure,
Philip
for sure.
Rivers.
Yep, he's
Phillip
gone.
Rivers.
Philip Rivers. I don't think he was ever as big as Big
Yeah,
Ben.
but they were
he
in the
did-
league at the exact same time. They both got drafted.
Yeah,
at the
but
same
I don't
year.
think he was ever as big as Big Ben. Like Philip Rivers was a
Jamarcus
dad for
Russell.
definitely, but did he have the dad bod? It maybe a secret dad bod, maybe.
Philip Rivers
But-
he has like 12 kids. He's like
I said he's a dad. I said- I mean,
That's gonna put some pounds on you though, naturally.
naturally, I understand, but
That's
you get
too many kids.
you
not
get a
gaining
pound.
weight.
You get 2 pounds per kid, so he has 24 pounds. He just put on.
Is he as tall as Big Ben?
I
don't
thought he
know
was
how
taller.
tall-
Thought
Right.
Philip Rivers was pretty tall.
what's next in the news?
Oh, that was it. I was gonna end with Big Ben was
Okay.
skinny.
Is
So
All
we're gonna
right.
we're gonna revamp this segment because Boone watches movies every week. We're gonna stay on top of this. So Boone has a whole new system. He's gonna have a plan, and then he's gonna talk about the future of it as well.
all right. So to start us off, basically how my reviewing system. If you go on any, the first thing I'm gonna say is I'm not a movie critic. I don't like movie critics. I'm just doing this to people. If people are like, man, I want to know if I should watch that movie, I'll recommend it. If you trust me, if you don't trust me, don't listen. Don't even. You can unsubscribe from Spotify if you want to. But if you do, if you do want to listen to it, then you can pay attention. So that's the first thing I'm going to say. The next thing is that I have a system that I've developed for a certain reason. If anybody knows me about movies, they know I hate Rotten Tomatoes. I hate Rotten Tomatoes so much because every time you see a review about a movie that for some reason I liked, it's got this crappy Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah, but
So
the fans are always high. I hate that too.
the
It is
the
annoying.
fans one's always high, but then I start looking at these reviews from critics. I'm gonna pull it up. I got this all laid out for you guys to show you how much of a scam Rotten Tomatoes is, and then to basically go up the water with it. But here's my rating system. The reason why I've come up with it is that there's I think it's 6 categories. The 6 categories are action, horror, suspense, family, comedy, and drama. And you could have a few more in there if you want to, but those are the main ones that I usually associate with movies. But so you got those 6. Now, I'm going to rate movies. Every movie I see, I'm going to rate it based on their own category. Because the reason why I'm saying that, like, let's say I take Bowen. Bowen's a known hater of all horror movies. I take him to see, I don't know, the new Halloween movie. Bowen's like, I hated that. I did not like getting scared. I didn't like the movie. He gives it a bad rating, but then someone who loves horror movies gives it an 80%. So that's the reason why I don't think Rotten Tomatoes works, is because everyone's reviewing it no matter their own style. So it should be
Yeah, but I wouldn't rate it if I wouldn't
I-
just. I
I'm
wouldn't
saying,
rate a horror
but that's
movie.
the point of rating in the whole first place, is just to say how you feel. If you truly got up and said how you feel, you'd say you didn't like the movie, or you'd say you genuinely don't like horror movies, so they'd get bad ratings, even though
I
they're
like
a
to
good movie.
play devil's advocate for a second. So when Amber and I are trying to decide to watch a movie or not, sometimes she wants to watch some bad movies, and they might not be the worst, but I just don't want to watch them. So I'll go to Rotten Tomatoes.
What
and
kind
be
of bad movies?
like rom-coms or something like that. And I'm like, Amber, this has a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think we should
Oh,
watch it.
she makes you watch rom-coms.
Well, see, that's what I get into.
And
Is
then we don't
Rotten-
watch it.
yeah. It's definitely a good basis to go off of, but I don't
if
think
the
it's
fans
fair.
give it a good score and the
Yeah.
critics give it a bad score, then you can kind of like trust it. But if it's
No, I'm
both
saying-
bad, then it's a bad movie.
I'm saying even if it's a good movie, I'm like, Amber, is that 65%? That's an F.
Anyway, so basically that's how I'm going to rate every movie. So the reason why I'm going to do it that way is, like, let's say, like, okay, for Space Jam, like, I'm going to get into my review for that. Basically, that movie I've qualified as a family movie because certain reasons that I'll discuss in just a second, but it's a family movie. So it's not like, okay, let's see someone who doesn't even have a family, like Bowen. I mean, he does a family, but you know what I mean. Like, he doesn't have kids. He doesn't have
Orphan Bowen.
he's not going to be like
Bald orphan
like
Bowen.
family movies are probably not going to
Bob.
be his first pick when it comes to movie night. 'cause
I
he's not-
enjoy Disney stuff sometimes. If they put out something
Okay,
for
sit
Pixar,
down.
if there's like a Pixar that's out, I'm like, that looks
Also,
All right.
spoiler alert, if you have not seen Space Jam,
No,
and you
I'm
don't
not.
want
I'm
it
not
to be
spoiling.
spoiled. Okay.
I wasn't going to spoil it.
You
Never
can spoil
mind.
it a little bit. I mean, you have to talk about the movie.
Yeah,
Man,
I'm going.
man.
I'm going to. But if there shouldn't. I've already planned it. There shouldn't be like a lot of spoilers or anything. But if there are, spoiler alert, as Matthew did say. But
Space Jam.
So basically, getting
Proceed
into
at your
Space
own
Jam.
risk.
Now that you know my rating system, each one
The new
will be
Space
in their
Jam,
own
LeBron
merit.
James.
It'll be their own movie, their own merit. So the first thing with Space Jam, I think I was saying this right before I went in with McKenna. I think I was the perfect person to come in as like an empty palette on this movie because I don't care about LeBron James. I don't hate him. I don't dislike him. I don't care about
mutual.
the first Space Jam movie. I didn't really care too much about it. I didn't like. So I went into this movie with very like at a base minimum so that I could like it or I could hate it. So I went into it and like a lot of things that people were saying. Basically, let me give you the synopsis real quick. So here's what it says on IMDb. It says superstar LeBron James and his young son Dom get trapped in a digital space by a rogue AI. To get home safely, LeBron teams up with Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and the rest of the Looney Tunes, the gang, for a high-stakes basketball game against the AI's digitized champions of the court, a powered-up roster called the Goon Squad. So after like watching that, that's basically the synopsis. But after watching it, I agreed. A lot of what the critics were saying, they were saying that the movie was like basically like I don't know how to word what the critics were saying. They're basically saying the movie was all about Warner Brothers just marketing their like properties, and that's really what they did. Like that's 100% what they did. The whole movie, they're marketing like The Matrix, they're marketing like Harry Potter a lot. They had all those like cool things in it.
So
but
everything they own, they kind of like dropped in.
Yeah.
Like.
All right, so let me pull over here to what
Also
it
heard
says.
that LeBron James is a bad actor.
Well, see, that's the thing. Well, let me say the first thing. Going in, everyone I heard, this is from every friend I knew, but going into it, they were like, "Well, I hope it lives up to the original Space Jam. I hope it lives up to the first one." Well, if I remember correctly, and I know I do because I didn't see this movie too long ago, the first Space Jam, not only does it have a bad Rotten Tomatoes review itself at a 48%, but it also is very cheesy. Like it's a very cheesy movie in the beginning. So
Well, they're both kids' movies.
Exactly. That's where my point is going, is that a lot of people were coming in this acting like it's supposed to be some Oscar winner. And I'm like, I knew that this was going to be a kid's movie. So I like, here's one critic. I wanted to go on some critic pages to show you how ridiculous this is, like what critics will say. So like, here's one right here. Let's see. It feels like, okay.
Well, I can say why I don't think they missed the mark, it feels like, on this, because they use cartoons that kids that would be watching the movie now don't know. Nobody knows Bugs Bunny. No kid knows Bugs Bunny. The reason you probably didn't like the original Space Jam is because Bugs Bunny was already really not a thing when we were younger. So like they did this thing where they were trying to get people our age or older to go who had seen the original and relate, but like no kids that are like out right now. That's where I think they kind of missed the mark. They didn't go either way. They didn't update it too much because they. Still
I would agree with you, but and I do agree. Looney Tunes are like old news, but the whole point of this movie, they like. I'm pretty sure even the producer came out and said the only reason they made this movie was because they wanted to bring the Looney Tunes back in front. They want more Looney Tune movies, things like that. I've already heard talks of a new Space Jam movie coming out with The Rock, so they're already trying to get things rolling here. Yeah. So the reason, but anyway, I want to keep it on the review so your dad doesn't get in the comments. so anyway,
well, we're reviewing it.
The big problem with this movie for me was the LeBron love was so extreme. I'm not joking when I say the first 2 minutes of the movie are just playing his highlights, and then they're just having commentation. You know how like at the beginning of the movie they like show you like the producer, the director, and they show those like little words. It's the whole back screen is his highlights, and then the entire movie, the son, the dad, even the AI, the bad guys are over here hyping up, dude, LeBron James so good, man. LeBron James greatest of all time, and then the whole plot is basically the son can't live up to his dad's hype. That's basically what it is. Like his dad wants him to be great.
Did he use his actual son in the movie?
No, he didn't. And the son, granted, the son's a good actor. And LeBron wasn't that bad. The most problem is that this whole movie was kissing LeBron right on the mouth the whole time. And it was so annoying. Even McKenna was like, this was just weird. But like, it was just weird how much it was hyping him up. So at the end of the day, after that, I will give the benefits was that you did get to see all the properties. Like they went through the Mad Max movies. You know, I love those. They went in the actual universe. So that was pretty cool. They went into the Matrix universe. They went into what's some other ones? Casablanca, which is a super old movie. They should never have done that.
You said Harry Potter, right?
Harry Potter, LeBron James goes Batman. They went into all these properties that was really cool and fun to watch, but that only lasted like 5 total minutes. And then the rest was like, and also if you don't care about basketball, this movie might be the most pointless movie of all time. If you don't even care a lick about basketball, it would be pointless for you to watch this. They use basketball reference the whole time. But with all that said, I said it was a family movie, and I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5 stars for the reason being, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was right in the middle. Would I see it again? Maybe. Would I care to not see it again? Yeah, I wouldn't care. Like it's just a perfect middle of the road movie. But the reason why I'm not going to hate on this movie is because, like Matthew said, it's for kids. And I was in a theater full of kids, and each joke, no matter what it was, they were laughing, they were having a good time, and that's what the movie's genuinely for the kids to have a good time. So, is it for adults? Would I recommend it for adults? No way ever would I recommend it to anybody over 20 years old. But anybody
the people who maybe watched the first one. Well, actually, if you're saying it's too corny, they might not like it.
It is too. No, they wouldn't like it either. And I get all of that. That's all fine. Make your opinions on all that. My whole point was that this movie, at the end of the day, it was directed towards young audiences, and it pleased the young audience. I saw that firsthand with the people in the row. So,
well, at least as long as it did, I didn't know if it would because they were using these old
genuinely
cartoons.
Laughing the entire movie, where these kids there's 4 or 5 kids just right behind me, just having a great time with the movie, and they were like 4 years old to maybe 10 years old, so they were having a great time with it.
Yeah, I think it'd be good for like if you're a parent wanting to go see a kids movie. Do you want to see Space Jam or do you want to see Backyardigans the movie? I'm gonna go with Space Jam.
Exactly. So you're going to go with Space Jam, but that's like comparing it to okay, so what's the number 1 kids movie of all time? I don't know. Maybe I know the original Jumanji everybody loves, things like that. So
it's not a kids movie.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying family movie is what I mean, not kids movie. But anyway, 2.5 out of 5. Would I recommend it? Yes, but under the condition that it's a kid, not an adult. Adults would see right through that this is a marketing scam for LeBron James and for Warner Brothers. But a kid's not going to see that. They're going to have a lot of fun with the movie. All right, moving on to the next movie that I
Wait, hold on. So you mentioned The Rock for being the next Space Jam. What are your feelings on him leaving the Fast and Furious franchise, Boone?
I don't care too much. That franchise is basically at the end of its road. The last movie was pretty good. But
did you watch it?
Yeah, I actually watched it a lot, but I'm not doing a review for it because we're current events. That movie's like a month old
Number
now.
Number one kids movie all time is probably Toy Story.
That's awesome. Yeah, so Space Jam definitely doesn't live up to that, but it's definitely not Backyardigans to the Backyard.
Did you look
Backyard
that up,
Adventure?
I looked up best movies of all time. The first one was the Muppet movie, and then number 2 is Toy Story. So I went with Toy Story.
All right. So with that being said, moving on from Space Jam and the controversy that surrounded it, we're going over to...
Wait, what's The Rock going to do? Did they say what The Rock was going to do in his?
I don't know. It was just reports, so I don't want to it's not anything confirmed, but I've heard that it might be like wrestling. Instead of basketball, it's like wrestling.
Really?
That'd be pretty sweet.
Being considered for Space Jam 3.
What did you look that up on?
I googled Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I googled The Rock Space Jam.
I was gonna say you really said Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Space Jam.
He's open to moving the series in a different direction for film number 3.
It would be cool to have a wrestling jam. That would be pretty sweet. All right.
If they did a wrestling one, but more towards less of a kids and more of maybe a PG-13 or a whatever, I think it would work better with The Rock. But I don't know. He's in some Disney movies, but it's a cartoon. Anyway,
all right,
go with your next one.
All right, hold on 1 second. All right, yeah.
So now you're going to suggest upcoming movies to watch.
Okay, this is what I was going to say. All right, so this I'm glad we got back on this.
Are you making that face? Stop making that face. Remember, we're recording.
I know you have to cut that. You have to cut that. I just accidentally clicked on it. I accidentally clicked on a YouTube video and it got super loud in my ear, extremely loud.
Your face was very funny.
All right. Anyway, so the reason why I was saying about Rotten Tomatoes, I went up and looked at 15 great movies that have bad reviews. So this is the reason why I'm saying it, because Space Jam got the same rating on Rotten Tomatoes as Home Alone 2. Now you tell me a more iconic Christmas movie than Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Tell me one. It's literally the number 1 movie for Christmas. It plays constantly.
A Christmas movie?
Yeah, and it has the same
Hard.
rating. It has the same rating. So I was like,
Elf.
I went through this
Elf.
list.
What's it rated?
I know it's probably rated pretty good, but I just went on a specific list that Rotten Tomatoes was dissing on. Boondock Saints. Everybody likes that movie, and it had a horrible rating on Rotten Tomatoes. All right, so moving on to the next movie, as I'll try to do twice. This movie is called Escape Room: Tournament of Champions. I was really excited about this movie because the first movie led off to let off on a big cliffhanger. But I recommend the first movie big time. You know, like escape rooms. Have you all ever done escape room?
Yes.
Okay, so basically the whole first movie is what if that room was real? Like, what if the danger was real the whole movie? So that's what the whole movie was. A lot of action, a lot of great sequences. The cast, not that much likable, but it was a fun movie. So that's the first one I'm talking about right now.
Is it based off of, like, they go to an escape room, like an actual place?
Yes, they're all the first one. I'll just describe the first one real briefly so you can kind of be caught up to get to the next, so I can have the review ready for anybody who has seen the movie. So the first one, basically, they're all recruited. All these interesting people are recruited to go to this room. Some of them, one of them's like a stoner, one of them's like a super successful businessman. Just kind of the whole round.
The whole typical round.
Yeah, they all go there, and then they have to survive. But they're super like dangerous. People are dying along the way. There's like 5 different rooms. Then it leaves you with a cliffhanger. Don't want to spoil it because it is an awesome movie. That one I recommend a lot more than Space Jam. Then going into the second one, they bring the survivors from the first movie, and they bring them. And apparently, there's like all these other ones where all these people survive. It's called the Tournament of Champions. They come
Sounds like
in,
the Hunger Games.
almost essentially, but they bring them in. It's like escape room. So they have them set up like it looks like a pool room, or it looks like what was one of the rooms? It looks like you're on the beach, and it's like all these like it's like a what's called artificial like simulation, like they're like outside but they're not, but they look like they're outside, they think they are, all that stuff.
It's like a simulation. Virtual reality.
So basically I thought it was a great movie. The only problem with this movie was it's basically the exact same thing as the first. It does not continue the plot whatsoever. It's basically just another set of people, a lot more likable cast. They come in and they get to compete in the escape rooms. They're usually only one survivor, but
so are you just previewing movies that we should watch now?
No, well, this is the one I'm about to rate. I like to give you the plot. I'm just giving you the plot beforehand. So that's the plot of that movie. So with the rating, 2 reviews, 2 reviews. Just because I really went hard this week and got to see 2 movies this week. Just finished.
But we won't talk probably as much about.
Yeah. So
I haven't even seen the first one.
So with this being said, this movie I highly recommend. I would recommend it to anybody. It's a lot of fun. It's like I've heard many people say it's like Diet Saw. Like if you can't take the gore from Saw, like the gore from that movie,
I don't like Saw.
Then it's not. It has none of the gore, but it has all the suspense. Very suspenseful movie, so it gets in that category. And I rated it a 3.5 out of 5. Really suspenseful, nail biter. McKenna was literally like shivering in the seat next to me the whole time. It was a lot of fun movie. You don't have to care too much about the plot. Fun movie. All right, moving on.
Does McKenna like scary movies, or does she go because you really like?
No, she genuinely likes them. But the funny thing is, we both. I don't get scared that much at the movie theater anymore. But we get scared of the complete different things. Like she gets scared of movies that are like home break-ins or like real like robbers and stuff. That stuff doesn't scare me at all. Like I'm literally like this is crap to me. But then I see like one Paranormal Activity or one thing where it's like ghosts, and I'm like, dude, I grew up in a ghost house. I don't play none of that. That's crazy.
I kind of like the Paranormal Activity movies. I don't mind those.
Yeah, I love them. I love those movies. All right, so to wrap it up, this is what I've decided we're going to do for this one. So every month, like before a new month starts, I'm going to preview all the new movies that are going to come out, and then I'm going to tell you whether or not I'm really excited for them, and then you guys get to chime in on them. All right, so to start us off, I'm going to finish up July. So Jungle Cruise. What do you all think about that? Have you seen the trailer for it?
Seen it.
Is that the Disney?
Yeah, it's got The Rock in it, and it has Emily Blunt. It says based on Disneyland's theme park ride, where a small riverboat takes a group of travelers through a jungle filled with dangerous animals and reptiles, but with a supernatural element.
I've seen it. It sort of reminds me that one that Robert Downey Jr. was in not too long ago, that sucked.
Oh, it does. It does remind me of that movie. I don't remember what that was called. What's that? That was called Doolittle. That's what that movie was called.
That's supposed to be awful.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm too big on the.
I'm probably going to see it just because it's Disney. McKenna likes that ride from Disney World, so I'll probably see it. I'm not like super excited. I don't think it's going to be a great movie, but I bet it's family fun. All right, so we'll move on. I know there's a bunch that you all have going to no idea what these movies are.
Family fun. Yeah.
All right,
next time send us the list of stuff that's coming up, and we can just watch the trailer.
Yeah,
I'll watch the trailer anyway.
Yeah, that's a
Matthew.
good idea. All right, so this comes in August, so that skips a whole week. We got The Suicide Squad comes out August 6th. Supervillains Harley Quinn, Bloodsport, Peacemaker, and a collection of nutty cons at Belle Reve Prison
Okay,
joined the
don't
super
relive this.
secret, super shady task force.
We know what Suicide Squad already is.
Yeah. So what do y'all think?
Actually,
about that
I've
movie?
never seen the first one.
I haven't
I
seen
heard
the
it
first
wasn't
one,
that
but
great.
You
I
don't
feel
have
like
to.
this one's
Don't
better.
have to. It's a
This is-
reboot.
this is
Complete
James
reboot.
Gunn,
You don't have
right?
to know anything about the first one.
None of
James
this
Gunn?
is. Are
Yes,
any of the
it's-
same actors?
You have to see the trailer on this one. This movie looks absolutely awesome. Like it's one of my most anticipated movies of the year. Like this movie looks phenomenal. It looks just like the Guardians of the Galaxy, but in the DC universe. It looks like a lot of fun. It's gonna have a lot of funny things going on. And apparently, like he's come out and said like all of his cast, you can't don't hang on to any of them. Like main characters, he's killing them left and right. Like that's basically what he said. So it's gonna be a
Like
fun
Deadpool.
movie. But yep.
Is
super excited
Margot
about that
Robbie
one.
in that one?
Yep, she is. Yep.
Okay, maybe I'll
And
see
then
it.
you have a
Bowen's
lot.
Bowen.
It has a lot of Idris Elba. It has a lot of famous people in that movie as well.
That's what I thought you just Elba in it. Yeah.
All right, this is another one that I'm super excited for. Is Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds.
I'll see because of Ryan Reynolds.
I feel like I've heard that.
It's the one where he's a. I'll read it for you. It's a bank teller discovers he's actually an NBC inside a brutal open
I
world
saw a
video
trailer
game.
for that.
Yeah, this movie looks awesome too. I'm really excited for it. Apparently it's been early release and a lot of people are really excited for this movie.
He
They said it
discovers
got
he's
good
an
reviews.
NPC. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, like he's inside a game. Like, oh, dude. And it looks like the action looks like they went big budget on it, so it looks like it's going to be like it almost looks like if you've seen the most recent trailer, it looks like he's in GTA, the game
Really?
online, and it just looks like a bunch of crazy stuff's going on. So I bet that's going to be a pretty good movie. I'm excited for that one. All right, the next one, I thought
Wait,
one
hold
of
on.
you all have seen
You
it.
say that the paranormal things give you anxiety, make you scared. Those are the kind of movies that get me freaked out because then I'm like, what if I'm an NPC? And I
Oh
don't know
my
it.
gosh, Matthew, what are you talking about? What you think you're in the
Matthew,
Matrix
you
right now?
are an NPC. There.
All right, the next one is Don't Breathe 2. Have either of you seen the first one of this movie?
I remember seeing the trailer before. I never watched it.
The first one where it's like it was like the blind guy. They break into his house. He's all mad about
Oh
it.
yeah, I have seen that
Yeah.
one. Probably
So
you.
the second one comes out. You need to watch the trailer for it, Bowen. I think you'd watch. Well, you don't like horror movies, but
Well, no, that's
it
not really
looks very
horror though.
good.
That was more suspense.
It's definitely probably more suspense, but I think the gore might take.
I've
it
seen
over
the first
into-
one. That's how the first one was. Oh, there's more gore in this one.
Yeah. Oh, dude, these movies are super gory.
Well, I
All
mean, the
right.
first one was dark. I remember he was. Yeah, I mean, it was dark.
And keep in mind, I'm skipping a lot of movies here because I know that you all literally will not care about them.
Well, I do want to say something that's movie related. I did want to bring up that Netflix thing. Actually, I talked to
yeah.
Boone about this on Xbox a second ago.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
seen that?
I don't know how is Netflix making their own games or are they renting
it's-
games?
Completely different thing, Matthew.
Oh yeah. No, the Frankfurt, the
Oh,
the
yeah.
heist.
you said you said Xbox and Netflix. So, Netflix.
I know I did read what Matthew's saying. I know what Matthew's saying because that was interesting to me too. But let's stick with Bowen's topic first.
No, so there's this documentary series kind of thing on Netflix, and it's called Heist. And there's 2 episodes. It's 6 episodes total, but 2 of them is like one heist. So the first 2 is about this heist that happened in Vegas, and then the second one's like this kind of cool thing. And then there's the Frankfurt one. That's Buffalo Trace, back when there was a whole bunch of bourbon stolen. And it's just
Pappy Van
just
Winkle.
2 episode, Pappy Van Winkle. They interview a bunch of people from Frankfurt. It's like trending number 6 in the nation right now on Netflix. So I definitely suggest, I'm sure most of our listeners are from Frankfurt.
So did this whole show just now come out, or is this episode?
I don't know how long it's been out. I just saw like the trailer for the thing was of the Kentucky bourbon,
Yeah, I'll have to check it
Buffalo
out.
Trace stuff. But it was pretty
Remember,
cool.
I remember that we were in high school when that happened, and
Yeah.
like the people that did it, we went to ran like a gym, and we went to their gym with our football team.
Yep, we did. And I don't know the details, but
The gym is
like-
in it a lot. I'm not even lying to you.
Really?
The gym is in it a lot.
Are
Or they
we-
talk
are
about
we in it?
half of
Are we
half
in
the
it?
thing is about steroids. It's called steroids and bourbon. That's like the thing it's about. And it's a
Wow.
lot about the gym.
wow.
We didn't
That's
do
insane.
steroids.
No, listen. It isn't just us going to that gym like the craziest story you can remember. Like,
Wait, did
like
I go to that
literally-
gym?
No,
Like,
I think
literally
it's just a
ho-
lineman.
Hopper literally saying,
Freshman year.
"You are coming on like a 3-week training camp," and we had to like work out so hard, dude, so hard. Like
That
it
was
was
a
we had
random. It was like me, Boone, McKinley, Jackson O'Daniel,
and Mo was there.
Perk, and Chris Hawkins. Like he was there too.
It was very
Really?
random. It was
I'm
very
pretty
random.
sure, yeah.
No, I don't know if the actual gym is in it, but they do talk about the gym and what happened there a lot.
That's
And, like the
crazy.
cop
We're
that
just
was
in the
involved.
background of it. Just
Just
dying.
working out.
Yeah.
Matthew's over here deadlifting in the background.
Boone, you probably sweating like 2 gallons.
I probably was. All right, the next
It's crazy
movie
though. You should watch it.
on the list is The Night House. It's a scary movie. I know that you all. I'm gonna need you. We're gonna have to send out trailers because I know y'all don't know the trailer for this.
Yeah,
It looks
me
like a great movie.
describing TikToks is boring. Boone describing movies is
Okay, so how about this one right here?
Well, no,
Paw,
it's just
Paw,
the description of the movie.
Paw Patrol the movie.
awesome. Now that's something I can get behind.
I thought they canceled Paw Patrol.
I saw the trailer. No, it's coming out. I saw the trailer for it, literally for this movie, and it was. I was like, I know that kids will enjoy it, but I was like,
Wait, did the trailer play during the Space Jam movie?
Yes, it did. It did. Well, they played a lot of kids movie trailers. All right, and then to wrap it up in the month of August, the last movie, probably the most anticipated movie for me, is Candyman, and that's a remake from the movie from the 1990s. I got the shirt on right here. Look at that boy. Look at that boy.
Is it a horror movie?
Yeah, it's a horror movie. It was a big horror movie because it's one of the first horror movies that actually starred an African American back in I think it came out the early 90s. And so now Jordan Peele is a producer on it, and it's coming out by his Monkey Paw production.
Wait.
Speaking of that,
When
Jordan
did that
Peele
next
just came out with that
Jordan Peele
trailer.
movie
I was gonna say. I was like, wait a second.
Well, this isn't Jordan Peele. He's not the director. He's just, I think his company, his production company, the Monkey Paw. You know, like at the beginning of those movies.
I do know what you're
So
talking about,
he's just producing it, but apparently this movie's awesome. Like the trailer looks creepy. I'm super excited for this movie, as you can tell with the T-shirt that McKenna bought me. All right, so that rounds it up with our list. Out of all of those, I'm pretty sure Free Guy and Suicide Squad are going to be your top contenders that you guys are probably going to see. I know you all don't see movies often, but those are probably the two that you would see.
You're telling us that you think we would want to see?
Yeah, Free Guy and Suicide Squad are probably more up your guys' alley, but I'm going to need you all to step it up. You all still haven't even seen Godzilla vs. Kong. Okay, I mean, you haven't even seen Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, but
either.
I'm already on the new stuff. You guys are behind me. I've seen Black Widow. I've seen all of Loki. And at the end of Loki, I'm not going to give any spoilers.
Hold on, don't
I'm
be
just saying,
spoiling, dude.
I'm not spoiling anything, I promise you. I'm just saying.
I started.
At the end of Loki, it's just like what you know if you haven't watched it is just completely different. Like, it's just like different after the
Well,
end.
the first
I'm not
episode hooked me and McKenna. I didn't even think McKenna was going to care. She said, "Don't watch this with me," and I turned it on while she was downstairs.
It's
and she
interesting.
the first episode, man, I was hooked into this.
It
I was
gives
hooked
like
into it.
Thor Ragnarok vibes a little bit. the more
I
you
haven't
get
seen
into
Black
it.
Widow, but that's a movie like I don't care to. I'm glad you brought that up because like that's a movie that like everybody's like, well, Boone, you're reviewing movies, you're not doing that one. If I get around to it, I don't really care too much about.
I'm
going
to be honest with you, it doesn't really change the story of anything that's going on.
because I want to watch it, but I've heard that what's his name from Stranger Things. I've heard he was good in it, so a lot of people say
He is
Marvel.
good, yeah.
So I'm excited to see.
He was
as
just on
he
Hot
goes.
Ones. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw the thumbnail.
But rounding up Boone's movie reviews, I'm going to hype up the next movie I'm going to see. I recommend it to anybody beforehand because I always like his movies, but it's the M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong. No, I'm joking. That's how you say his last
No,
name.
see, that's racist. Mine was
Shyamalan.
punny.
Shyamalan. I looked it up actually to make sure I say it right respectfully. It's Shyamalan. And so basically the movie's old, and I'm going to read it so everybody knows. It's a thriller about a family on a tropical holiday who discover that their secluded beach where they are relaxing for a few hours is somehow causing them to age rapidly and reduce.
I've seen that one. That's one of the ones
Yeah.
you said was playing in Louisville, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It actually came out
Sure.
on the moment we're recording this. It actually came out. It comes out at 7:00 today. So I thought about watching it, but we have our pod, so I can't watch it today. So that's the movie I will be reviewing next time that we do.
Did you already watch the movie today? You watched the.
Dude, it's summer break, dude.
You would have done
I'm
a
watching
double
movies
movie
left
day. You do
and-
double
I've
movie
done that
theater
before.
days.
I've done that before.
What were the movies?
Can you believe this? Me and McKenna's already gone to 9 movies since they opened back up. 9.
I've been to a movie in like 2 years.
I love
It's been a
movies. That's
long
like
time.
that's like my home away from home. Like every time I go to the movies, I'm like,
Oh,
I love.
Before we
spending
end the
money.
episode, guys, we need you guys to comment and leave 5-star reviews on our podcast so we can grow the podcast. If you like it, leave a 5-star review. If you leave a 5-star review, you can come on the podcast. I don't care.
I don't care. We'll buy you a mic. We'll buy you a mic.
Or
We
if you've
already
seen
have-
any movie and you want to disagree,
Yeah.
with a take or add a take.
Chris
You can
Bowen,
come on-
you can add in there.
You can come on with your own idea. We might veto it, but if you
We'll
have a
read
good
the
idea,
comments. Is what we're
you'll
saying.
come on. We'll read your comment first of all. If it's a good comment, maybe we'll hit you up. Like, hey, you want to come on the podcast?
Also, if you want to leave some comments on what you liked and what you didn't like, if you hated something, trash us. Mainly Matthew and Bowen. Trash them.
No.
Tell them what they
No.
sucked at. And then if something you liked, tell us so that we can keep doing it.
Also,
And if y'all are just bored, you want to get in an argument, just post something. I'll jump in there. I'll entertain you for a little bit. We can have an argument.